job. Everybody did. And Merrill Kane is in with us as well. And, hats off to you. And I mean this sincerely. I mean, you guys, as a Detroiter, look, am I a little sensitive sometimes? Absolutely. When I go out of town and I hear what people say about our town and how uneducated they can be. When we put on an event, and I started my program at 7 o'clock this morning saying this, when we put on an event, I am extremely proud to be a Detroiter. And you guys did a hell of a job, an absolute hell of a job. And this man won it all. And he won it for the first time since 2001. Here, it's his 29th championship. It's tied for 11th most in the history of the sport, Helio Castroneves. How sore are you today? I know a lot of this goes away because of the championship celebration that you had, but it takes an awful lot out of you. How sore are you today?
Well, I'm still thinking about that $1,000 you're talking about, man. Sorry, but
come on, $1,000. It's petty cash for you.
Well, you said 50 later on. I mean, it's getting better and better. I mean, this thing. But anyway, yes, you're right. I am sore, man. It was Saturday one race and Sunday another race. When you put this way, plus it's a street course. I mean, any street course is very difficult because you're turning right, you're turning left. It's bumpy, it's braking, it's acceleration. So. Yes, it's neck, back, everything, but nothing beat the feeling of a great achievement, and certainly Team Penske and Chevy were able to achieve not only one win but two wins, and for us it's outstanding.
Every win is big, I get that. Every win is important for you. For us, it means a lot to have such a recognizable face and name and such a glowing personality to win our event. But when you do it in the backyard of Chevrolet, you do it in the backyard of Roger Penske, you know how important he is to this event. Could it mean even that much more for you than your own individual accomplishment?
And just to add that, Roger's in my radio, so it means even more having winning with him.
And will Power finish second?
And 1-2 actually punched. So in the end of the day, as you said, when you look in the air view from the island, the Belle Isle, it's just absolutely a beautiful place, the jewel of Detroit, and to have such a great weather, the fans, the crowd, the volunteers. I mean, everyone it was incredible, man, and it couldn't be better. I mean, the only way to be better probably it's coming from Indy. Instead of finishing second, it's finishing first. But let's turn the page. Let's move on. I think that triggers something huge for us, and hopefully that's what we're looking for.
We always look for turning points in games.
Yes.
We always look for what is the difference. Is there a turning point or a difference for you, not just during a race, but during a weekend, for example?
Yeah, I think after the Indy, we missed just by 600. The fourth win, a big win in Indy, but. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. You can't complain about it, but you can make that some type of a way to turn around, and that's what we used. We knew coming to Detroit, we worked extremely hard, not only in ovals, but especially in the street course. And man, my car coming out of the truck, the Hitachi car was absolutely perfect. We should have won a Saturday. Unfortunately, the yellow played out a little bit against us. We ended up fifth. That was another bittersweet. I'm like, I can't believe it, man. And we finished. We had such a fast car and finished fifth. But I told Roger we cannot miss this opportunity Sunday, and we didn't.
I've talked this morning a little bit about resolve, mental ability to overcome certain adversity, and the LA Kings won the Western Conference Finals and advanced to the Stanley Cup, being down at one point during their playoff run 3-0, and then being up 3-1 and watching the Blackhawks tie them at 3 and force overtime and win last night. There's a mental resolve that you have to have as well. When you finish second, you come so close at Indy, and then you finish fifth on Saturday, like you talked about. How do you keep it together? How do you and your team huddle up as one and say, we've still got it? There's a belief in a game plan. There's a belief in everybody's ability that has to come through in order for you to win a championship.
Well,
like
we
that.
never gave up, and especially when we come back on qualifying day 2, which was Sunday morning. We qualifying third. We had the second, actually, we were second, but anyway, they starting grid, we're starting third, the way the rules plays out. But looking Roger and looking the team, we knew that even that we wouldn't be settled. We wanted more. We have something more here, and the pit stops were amazing. Everybody clicked. Remember, this is not a single sport. It's a team sport.
Right.
Without pit stops, without a great strategy, I couldn't have done what I done. And in the end, all things work together, and man, it couldn't be better.
You know, it's so interesting how you go about preparing for races. You've educated us a little bit over the last couple of years by coming in here and telling us what you guys go through. But it almost looked, I know it's not, but it almost looked easy for you because of the distance you were able to put between yourself and the rest of the field. Do you sometimes worry that it can't be this easy? Do you worry sometimes when you have too big of a lead sometimes?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, that's why when you come out of a race, actually, when you go into a weekend and you know your car, it's superior. And you're like, I got to take this opportunity, hug it, and go with it and not miss an opportunity. And that's why I said, guys, we got to take this advantage, because maybe next weekend, we know that we have a good car for Texas because we won last year. So we got to carry this good momentum. But yes, this is competition. We make our competitors make us better. Right now we're pushing to a different ground. I'm sure they're looking at us like we got to beat those guys,
right,
and it's gonna come back strong. So we're ready to swing, man. We're ready to more things, and I can't wait for Texas.
He is the champion of the Detroit Chevrolet Belle Isle Grand Prix. Is Helio Castroneves joining us here in studio on Shep in the Morning. I saw you when you were getting ready for the Indy 500. I was watching the NBA Eastern Conference Finals, and you were there, and you were watching a little bit of basketball. I wonder if other athletes ever come up to you. Look, you're a champion 29 times in your sport, and that's not even counting the number of times that you are so close. Do other athletes ask you, talk to you about the mental fortitude, the mental preparation? Because I would guess a lot of guys in team sports, and I know it's just a team sport, but it's viewed as an isolated sport, also have to go through that mental walkthrough of what they feel like they're going to accomplish.
It's interesting we're talking about that. I had opportunity to play tennis with the elite people, professional guys, and I actually asked them, how do you guys do it? Because at least we have a helmet and nobody see us, or we can't hear anything. But when you're playing tennis, for example, you're hearing the crowd. How do you block that out? And they use a very similar system. They're in the zone. When you're in the zone, you can scream, take pictures, do whatever you want, but you're on it. You are focused, and it works the same way for us. I mean, yesterday, for example, there was no games playing in terms of saving fuel or trying different strategy. It was flat out from the beginning to end. And man, when you're going for that for 70 laps, wow, man, you got to be on it. It's we're inches from the wall. Going over 165, 170 mile an hour, man, you gotta be on it. And that was, I'm really proud of myself, able to put everything together. But when you have a car, a team, everything worked for you, it's just easy.
Do you count the laps? I mean, while you're driving, do you say, one down, 69 to go, or 2 down?
I try not to, because and then if you start thinking too much of how many laps to go, you start taking your focus away. And that's the thing, unless I ask.
Okay.
But normally I try to, when I'm driving, what can I go better? How can I go fast? Okay, next corner, this turn is a little bit understeer, so I got to turn a little bit early so I prevent that to happen. Little details like that, it keeps me motivated.
Excuse me.
Okay, here we go. Time out here. Pit stop for my friend here.
I had something stuck in my throat.
Okay, I hear. I had that feeling. I'll carry the show. So, right now, we got to keep going here now. But I want to thank again Chevy. I want to thank my friends, from Detroit. A lot of people really put in a lot of effort. And it couldn't be done without everyone. So, I'm so pleased to be able to come out of the winner.
Did anything surprise you yesterday? I mean, the track looks so good, and I know they worked so hard on it. Did anything surprise you as you were going through that whole preparation, that walkthrough?
No, actually, they did a great job in terms of putting everything together. But Denker, man, you put everything went flawless. In fact, even the weather, it was raining on Wednesday, I think,
week,
and all of a sudden, they did it was tough. I mean, it was a lot of water standing, but from at the moment the car started the track, which was Friday, everything went perfect.
So it's amazing how in your sport you can be so high at one point, right now, And then next week, not that we hope this or ever want to see this out of you, but next week it could be, man, I could be into a wall on turn 2 in the very first lap. How do you keep it in perspective? Is there such a thing, I ask this a lot of athletes, is there such a thing as momentum in driving?
Well, take for example the Indy 500 champ, Ryan Hunter-Reay. Man, he had a horrible weekend.
Right.
I don't think he even complete the race, both races. So it shows that if you lose a little bit of focus, but I'm not saying him, but if you lose that momentum, sometimes it's difficult to catch up. And for us, that's why we're like, we got to keep going. We got to keep thriving and moving forward, because we know we lost the race, but now we got to make it happen. We did it, and we have another one in Texas.
Are there some racetracks better built for your style, for your car, and for your crew?
Style, maybe.
Okay.
Some drivers adapt a little bit better to some places or another. Detroit for me sounds like it's my style, which I like. I love it, and some of the ovals as well. So I guess style is it does happen natural, but you can work on it. Those places that sometimes didn't fit you well, why didn't do it?
Right.
What's happening? Let's work on it, and that's the thing that you're trying to become better in every race.
You know what? Last time you were in here, a lot of people had emailed me. What do you do in your downtime while you're here?
Yeah.
And you've educated us that there's only a certain amount of time that I can get on the track. What are you doing when you're not? Are you in your trailer? Are you going over game plans? Is there ever a time where you get a chance to just relax and say, you know what, I'm going out to Greektown and I'm going to have a good meal?
I wish. And not only that, but when we have the free time, we were working for this guy, Mary Kane here. He's taking us all over the place, to please, obviously to please everyone, but in the main way, it's to make sure that everybody's happy. And normally you're talking to the engineers constantly, and myself here, and that changed my mind a lot. I was like, no, I don't want to do this now. no, maybe I'm thinking through. Yes, I do. So here you go.
It's like a woman shopping.
Big time. But I tell you what, when we agree, we know it's the right choice, and that's what happened yesterday.
Well, it's obviously the right choice, and Merrill's done a wonderful job promoting the event, always does, he and his group, and we're fortunate to be able to have someone like you who represents your sport and is willing to do the extra things. Not everybody does that.
No.
So we thank you for your time. We know you've made the circuits on television and radio this morning. You would have guessed a lot of people would say, you know what, I just won this thing. I did all my interviews yesterday. I'm tired. I can't wait to go home. Not Helio Castroneves. He's always there for time and effort, and we appreciate it very much. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Everybody is very proud to have you as
you.
the Detroit Grand Prix champion. We wish you great success the rest of the season. Helio Castroneves joining us here on Shep in the Morning. We'll be back.